Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
In January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
Gender Fluid Allyship 101, I'm going to teach you how to be an ally to gender fluid people. And if you don't know me, I'm Alex and I'm gender fluid. And I use he, they pronouns. First, I want you to ask, don't assume. Ask about gendered terms, ask about pronouns, ask about what their preferred pronouns are at certain times. Like, usually, when you're dressing a certain way, you have a certain pronoun that you want. Like, when I'm dressing more masculine or a little bit androgynous, I like he, him. Feminine, I like any pronouns when I'm feminine, all that stuff. Ask them if they have a set of pronouns that they like at any point in time, that when you're not sure what they look like or what they're wearing or what they're feeling, because sometimes your gender expression doesn't match what's inside, what pronoun they like at any time. Gendered terms, do not call them girl, boy, etc. if you don't know. That is a given, but some people just don't know. Even if it's like slang, girl or boy, like, slang is still applies here. Listen to them when they talk, because they will talk about their gender identity. They will talk about how everything makes them feel. They will rant to you about certain family members calling them certain things or doing certain things. Listen, because they will give you hints on what not to do if you don't want to ask up front. But you should, because I don't care. I'd rather you ask and not assume and do something wrong that I would have to confront you, rather than you just ask me a lighthearted question that you're curious about. As long as you're curious and you're not being offensive, you're not trying to be offensive, even if it comes off as a little bit offensive, I really don't care. I'd rather educate you than you do something wrong to me and then our relationship is kind of going downhill because you're not respecting me. Lastly, I want you to know and to never call a gender fluid person that they are just in a phase. This is just a phase. Because unless stated otherwise, unless they find a new gender identity that fits them better, it was not a phase. It is not a phase to be gender fluid. Gender can be fluid. You can go from being gender fluid to a trans man or to a trans woman or to non-binary. You can find another gender identity that fits you better, but it is not a phase for a lot of people. It is their gender identity and they should be proud of it, and you should not make them less proud of it because you're calling it a phase. Thank you.
This is a post for all my women friends and followers on this app. Since my mom passed away, I have been doing a lot of reflecting and reevaluating on the things that I do in my life. And one of the things that I've really started to focus on is how much free labor I do. Some of it's for friends, some of it's for family, a lot of it's for political causes. And as a self-employed person, this is particularly damaging. But I know that this is something that almost every woman does, free labor. And I just want to really encourage everybody to take a look at how much free labor you do and whether it actually benefits you or not. Because society teaches us women that we are supposed to give of our time and our talent without any thought to whether it benefits us or not. And it's time for this to stop. Let's hold each other accountable.
Absolutely Useless College Degrees Part 4, Gender Studies. This is at UCLA.
First of all, the way this person talks about the major makes it sound like they think it's a very niche major that is only available at UCLA, when it's literally available everywhere. But also, if gender studies is a useless major, then how come I'm hot and you're ugly and I'm smart and you're stupid?
Okay, so let's start with this comment right here. First off, pursuing a gender studies degree doesn't mean that that degree is any less valuable, or it means that it's not as good as any of the other degrees. We really need to stop bashing one degree versus the other. Like, there's so many people out there who just thinks like science is better than the arts or vice versa. And to be honest, it's really not our place to judge what someone goes into and what they choose to study. Like, if someone wants to study gender studies or anything else, like, they're going to pay money to do it, and that's their choice, and that's what they want to do because they genuinely want to learn about it. And if you don't, then you don't need to pursue it, and you don't need to shame anyone else who does decide to do it. And with that being said, my degrees were in the Bachelor's of Science in Integrative Neuroscience, as well as a Bachelor's of Arts in Spanish Language and Literature. I also got my Master's of Science in System Science and specialized in a health systems concentration. And before anyone goes off and says that I have a trust fund or, someone paying for all my education, it's like, that is not the case, because I literally looked at my FAFSA about a month ago and I have over 100K in debt, and that's my choice. So that's the price of education, at least in the States. But yeah, don't assume people have like one degree or the other. And yeah, have a good day.
The weirdest things a man has mansplained to you. I am condensing a very long conversation into a very short video. So, yeah, I guess you can ask me for a part 2. I don't think we need one. But basically, I had to show my passport to a man to get him to shut the fuck up and leave me alone. And also to prove him wrong. Basically, he is trying to convince me that Bermuda is not a British overseas territory. And I was like, I am Bermudian. It is definitely a British overseas territory. And he said a lot of other things that were wrong, but this was the sticking point for him for some reason. And I was like, I am Bermudian. It is a British overseas territory. And he's like, first off, it's Bermudan. No, you're not Bermudan. And 3, it is not a British overseas territory. And I had to be like, here's my passport. Shut up and leave me alone now. Okay, and really quickly, the reason why I had my passport is because at the time I didn't have a regular ID, and that's how I used to get alcohol in England.
I love the mansplaining. I'm enjoying it.
You're loving what?
The mansplaining that's going on.
What
Well, just talking me through by not answering the question, by repeating processes which are not related to the question that I've asked.
What's mansplaining, Senator?
Well, it's the slightly patronising and condescending way that you're responding to my questions.
Well, I would suggest, Senator, that if you're putting the word man in front of some description of what I'm doing, you're doing that which I'm sure you're very much against, is making a sexist implication about how I'm conducting my role as a man.
Well, then the easiest way to do it...
Is that what you're saying, Senator?
Well, what I'm saying is that the way you've been responding to me has been patronising and condescending, and I have responded to that. So the easiest way to deal with this is not to have that way in responding to the questions I've asked.
Imagine the reaction, Senator, if I said you were woman-splaining. You're saying that I'm mansplaining.
Well, it is a term that's used.
Is it by whom?
Well, it is a term that's used.
By rude...
Doesn't make
by
any
rude
sense.
senators. By senators
no.
who are seeking to make gender an issue.
No, I'm not.
Do you want to reconsider what you said, Senator?
No, I don't.
You don't want it?
No.
You don't want it?
No.
I mean, I just find it extraordinary, Senator. I just find it extraordinary that you or any senator at this table would seek to invoke gender in impugning how a senator is responding.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't.
Let the record show, Chair, that Senator Gallagher thinks it's appropriate to refer to a senator as mansplaining. Take a good look at yourself. I mean, sitting here and saying to a male senator, you're mansplaining. If I said to a female senator, you are womansplaining, there would be uproar. Stop being a hypocrite. Conduct yourself appropriately for this place.
I'm sorry you're so offended by the use of the word. It is a word that's used. I'm surprised that you're so shocked by the use of the word.
No, I'm just calling hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Thy name is Labor. Thy name is Senator Gallagher.
Well, I think you need to settle down, actually.
Senator, welcome to federal Parliament.
Oh, right.
Welcome to federal
Minister order.
Where the big people
Minister
play.
order.
You know that noise that your vampire shot glass makes when you pull it out of yourself?
It took me a while to realize she was talking about a menstrual cup. And now... I'm only gonna call them... I'm only gonna call menstrual cups vampire shot glasses.
why you... Ooh, I don't even have my mask on. Child, big boobs. Anyway, so...
And what makes you think that I'm the queer teacher?
Hi, ladies. How you doing? I want to kill you. Oh, yeah. Take a number, honey.